Good morning, everyone. This is the review questions for licensure examination, area capture fisheries, topic fish stock assessment, week 5. Number 1. A fish stock is A. Management unit, B. Fisheries unit, C. Unit of exploitation, or D. All of the above. The answer is D. All of the above. According to OECD, the living resources in the community or population, use of the term fish stock usually implies that a particular population is more or less isolated from other stocks of the same species and hence self-sustaining. In a particular fishery, the fish stock may be one or several species of fish. In environmental accounting, the fish stock of a country includes all stocks which occur within the country's EEZ and the part of the shared fish stock allocated to the country on the basis of international agreements. Number 2. Which one below is a characteristic of a fish stock? A. Similar recruitment, B. Similar growth, C. Similar mortality, or D. All of the above. The answer is D. All of the above. Fish stock are subpopulations of a particular species of fish for which intrinsic parameters, growth, recruitment, mortality, and fishing mortality, are traditionally regarded as significant factors determining the stock's population dynamic. Number 3. An objective of fish stock is to A. Increase the price of fish, B. To arrive at the optimum effort and yield, C. To elevate social status of fishermen, or D. None of the above. The answer is B. To arrive at the optimum effort and yield. The purpose of stock assessment is to provide information to fishery managers that will allow them to control the catch of each species complex or the effort directed to it so that ideally populations can be maintained. Number 4. Fish are caught below the size or age required for reproduction. A. Growth overfishing, B. Recruitment overfishing, C. Ecosystem overfishing, or D. Economic overfishing. The answer is A. Growth overfishing. Growth overfishing occurs when fish are harvested at an average size that is smaller than the size that would produce the maximum yield per recruit. Number 5. Highly migratory fish stocks means all fish stocks of the species listed in Annex 1 of the 1982 United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, which of these species or are considered highly migratory. A. Albacore tuna, B. Pomfrets, C. Marlin, or D. All of the above. The answer is D. All of the above. Number 6. The following are measures to undertake in order to minimize the water-associated problems. Which among the given statements is not a sound idea to consider? A. Utilize a certain body of water as industrial waste stockhouse since it has the ability to replenish itself. B. Enhance vegetation on and beyond water vicinity. C. Proper exploitation of resources. Or D. Controlling of fish stock, rather stocking rate in a certain body of water. The answer is A. Utilize a certain body of water as industrial waste stockhouse since it has the ability to replenish itself. Hazardous wastes are wastes of products that have the potential to harm humans or the environment, either now or in the future. There are many options to help you dispose of household hazardous waste safely, protect the environment, and keep your home safe. Recycling programs are available for some hazardous wastes. Number 7. A method in determining stock size usually employed in a small, discrete freshwater stocks that support recreational fisheries and for which complete statistics are difficult to find. What is this method? A. Catch per unit effort, B. Mark recapture method, C. Direct count, C. or D. Survival and mortality. The answer is B. Mark recapture method. The mark recapture technique is used to estimate the size of a population where it is impractical to count every individual. The basic idea is that you capture a small number of individuals, put a harmless mark on them, and release them back into the population. Number 8. The following are management measures in fish population to ensure maximum production except for A. Fishing effort regulation, B. Increased stock size relative to the carrying capacity of a given resource, C. All of these, or D. None of these. The answer is none of these. According to FAO, fish stocks and communities are finite and biological production constraints and schemes to achieve the limit are all examples of management measures. Number 9. This is defined as the largest average quantity of fish that can be taken or harvested from a given fish stock on a sustainable basis under existing environmental conditions. A. Maximum sustainable yield, B. Sustainability, C. Catch limit, or D. None. The answer is A. Maximum sustainable yield. According to before, maximum sustainable yield, or MSY, is the largest average quantity of fish that can be harvested from a fish stocks or resource within a period of time on a sustainable basis under existing environmental conditions. Number 10. It refers to average quantity of fish that can be harvested from a given fish stock that will result in the greatest benefit to society. A. MSY, B. MEY, C. OEY, or D. OSY. The answer is D. OSY. Number 11. Movements associated with foraging or period of recovery phase of the stock. A. Spawning migration, B. Feeding migration, C. Wintering migration, or D. Denatant migration. The answer is B. Feeding migration. Marine forage fish often make large migrations between their spawning, feeding, and nursery grounds. Movements are associated with ocean currents and with availability of food in different areas at different times of year. Number 12. Method used in establishing the age composition of a stock, which involves the use of length composition information, which is separated into normal components and subsequent assignment with ages. A. Analysis of length frequency distribution, B. Mark and recapture techniques, C. Hard part analysis, or D. Age weight frequency. The answer is A. Analysis of length frequency distribution. Length frequency distribution measurements are fundamental to many aspects of fisheries science. Length frequency distribution of any fish is important to know the status of the size and structure of the fish population in nature. Number 13. A method used in establishing the age composition of a stock, which involves the use of growth rates inferred from marking and tagging an experiment to infer age at length or weight. A. Analysis of length frequency distribution, B. Mark and recapture techniques, C. Hard part analysis, or D. Age weight frequency. The answer is B. Mark and recapture techniques. The mark recapture technique is used to estimate the size of a population where it is impractical to count every individual. The basic idea is that you capture a small number of individuals, put a harmless mark on them, and release them back into the population. Number 14. A method used in establishing the age composition of a stock, which involves the use of otolith, scales, spines, and veins, and bony structures. A. Analysis of length frequency distribution, B. Mark and recapture techniques, C. Hard part analysis, or D. Age and weight frequency. The answer is C. Hard part analysis. Knowledge of fish age characteristics is necessary for stock assessments, and to develop speculate on the use of hard parts of fish to determine the age. Number 15. An indirect method of estimating fish population which is quite useful in estimating the size of spawning stocks from which interference on the size of the total stocks can be made. A. Swept area volume method. B. Egg and larval surveys. C. Acoustic techniques. Or D. Release and recapture method. The answer is B. Egg and larval surveys. Number 16. Defined as the number of fish of a given cohort or year class entering the exploitable phase of a fishery for a given stock in a period of time by growth or smaller individual. A. Population. B. Stock size. C. Recruitment. Or D. Population size. The answer is C. Recruitment. Number 17. This equation in stock recruitment relationship describing a group of humped curves with low recruitment at high levels of stock abundance. It implies a strong density dependence, the curve increasing geometrically over a range of stock sizes. A. Growth equation. B. Recruitment equation. C. Ford-Walford Growth Equation. Or D. Bertalanffy Growth Equation. The answer is B. Recruitment equation. According to Ricker 1954 and Beverton and Holt 1957, at low stock sizes, recruitment is primarily driven by density-independent factors, and thus recruitment increases monotonically with stock size. However, at large stock size, other factors, density-dependent effects, are more influential on the survivorship of young. This is the formula of Ricker growth equation. Number 18. This equation in the stock recruitment relationship describing a group of recruitment curves, those are asymptotic. It implies a progressive arithmetic reduction in recruitment as stock size increases. A. The Beverton and Holt equation. B. Recruitment equation. C. Von Bertalanffy growth equation. Or D. Ford-Walford growth equation. The answer is A. The Beverton and Holt equation. This is the formula for Beverton-Holt model. Number 19. A model used to assess yield from a fish stock which allows for the evaluation of maximum sustainable yield and optimum levels of stock size and or exploitation. A. Maximum harvest. B. Highest stock. C. Biggest yield. Or D. Maximum sustainable yield. The answer is D. Maximum sustainable yield. Maximum sustainable yield, or MSY, is a theoretical concept used extensively in fisheries science and management. In fisheries, MSY is defined as the maximum catch, or that can be the largest catch removed from a population over an indefinite period. Lastly, number 20. Blank is the number of individuals that can be harvested from the population without affecting long-term stability. A. Stacking density. B. Harvest. C. Population. Or D. Harvestable surplus. And the answer is D. Harvestable surplus. The harvestable surplus is the number of individuals that can be harvested from the population without affecting long-term stability. That's it. See you on the next video. The topic will be CRM and conservation measures. Thank you very much.